Hey everybody, it's the evening. I wonder if we get a different vibe here at night. I have gone all day without looking. I didn't have a ton of time this morning, so away we are about to go on match day 20. Let's have a look. First of all, you see the mirrored results from yesterday. I got a squeaky 7-5-6-5 win and a 6-5-7-5 loss. That puts me 3 points clear in Seaboard with 6 matches to go. Hopefully that we'll be able to get there. So anyway, question. Let's go ahead and look at match day 20. All right. The group of territories, known collectively by the formal names Union Indo-Chinoise or Fédération Indo-Chinoise, consisted of primarily of land area now within what 3 countries? Okay, well he didn't want to call this French Indochina, but the first thing you get from that should be that he's using French language, that was suffix. So this is French Indochina. French Indochina was in the southeast of Asia. One of the countries there was definitely Vietnam. The only thing I'm not sure about is whether the others were Vietnam. Was it Vietnam, Laos, and Cambodia? Or was it Vietnam? Was there any part of Thailand? No, Thailand has been sort of they've had a long reigning monarchy. So yeah, Vietnam, Laos, and Cambodia is what I'm going with. Fairly sure Cambodia is right. I would think, just based on location, that would make Vietnam right. I don't think it's Myanmar. So, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and put a 2 there. No, I'm not going to do that yet. I mean, I feel like that's probably right. You have to name 3 countries, and that feels very easy to potentially miss. The world history 769, geography 767. Yeah, they could miss that. Anyway, let's move on to question 2. Name the manga series about an android child developed by a Japanese roboticist to replace the scientist's lost son that is the most famous and enduring work of father of manga, Osamu Tezuka. Trying to think. It's not Lone Wolf and Cub. That's not what that's about. What that is about is the exact same thing that Road to Perdition is about, because it is Road to Perdition. Is it Astro Boy? Is that what Astro Boy is about? That's certainly a very famous manga. Famous old manga. Yeah, I think so. I think Astro Boy is about a robot that gets made. Yeah, that sounds right. It's kind of Pinocchio kind of thing. Yeah, anyway, so we'll go with that. Question 3. In 1997, regional Bell operating company Bell Atlantic merged with fellow Babybel 9X, then merged in 2000 with the independent telephone company GTE. At that point, this new entity was renamed what? So basically, this is, what did GTE turn into? I believe. GTE was probably the most well-known, one of the most well-known mobility companies. So this has definitely turned into a wireless company. So it's really like, what did GTE turn into? So I think that's the most famous, because all the bells kind of moved around and stuff like that. Is basically around that time, what I can remember are Singular, which is gone now, and Verizon, which is still around. I think GTE turned into Verizon. Part of the reason I think that is because I'm pretty sure my first cell phone was a GTE. This was a very long time ago, and I'm not 100% sure, because this was like 2000. You had like 12 minutes. I was in college. I used it primarily for like emergencies. I'm pretty sure it was a GTE, and then it got changed. Oh, GTE is changing, is now Verizon. I think that happened. Then I switched to T-Mobile for my first like decent plan, but I'm pretty sure that I had Verizon, so I'm going to go with Verizon. from GTE. Northeastern one, 9X and Bell Atlantic. Yeah, I think Verizon's up there. Singular is more Midwestern. Could be wrong. Anyway. What is the name of the boastful, unscrupulous, and unreliable servant who is a stock clown character from the Italian Commedia dell'arte and the Bohemian Rhapsody? Okay, well, this is the Commedia dell'arte characters. There's a few of these that come up. The one that comes up the most often is Harlequin, just because the Harlequin image gets used so often in other media. In this particular case, it's Scaramuccia or Scaramouche, the kind of crummy one that gets beaten up by Harlequin a lot. So Scaramouche, will you do the fandango? There's no other. Yeah, Harlequin's not in there. I don't think any of the other, Pierrot or any of the other Commedia dell'artes are in there. So yeah, Scaramouche. It's definitely this, right? Well, he has to take the French because he said Bohemian Rhapsody, so we'll just put it that way because I'm sure that's right. Anyway, question 5. The Boston Marathon is held annually on a state holiday with what name, which might be distasteful to followers of Jets, Colts, and others? Okay, well, it's Patriots Day. The Red Sox always play early. I think that's when they wear their green uniforms. Is that right? And yeah, pretty sure that's right. Patriots Day is a Massachusetts-only holiday when the Boston Marathon is held. Give a lot of extra clues there. Anyway, some other AFC East teams to tease that out. They're rivals of the Patriots. Question 6. Well, Colts aren't, but in that division, but Derived from the Latin word for rope is what term for a counterbalanced two-car cable railway used on steep grades like mountainsides. Pictured here as an example, the Saltburn Cliff Lift in North Yorkshire, England. Okay. Yeah. These things balance each other. They go past each other. What is Latin for rope? Oh, yeah. Okay. This is a funicular, I think is what you call this. Yeah. Funiculum's Latin for rope, or funicula, because it's you have those in your spinal cord too. Funiculi. I think it's the same basic word because they're kind of knots, ropes of nerve fibers. Funiculi. Yeah. Yeah, funicular railway. That's what it's called. I don't think I've ever ridden one of those. They're around, like if you go to Europe and other things like that, but never done it. Saltburn Cliff Lift. Okay. So I think funicular is pretty difficult. She is Sarah Lawrence. Was it Sarah Lawrence? Hudson, New York. I associate this with more like old seaside towns and stuff. So I'll give it a 2. I feel like Patriots Day is a thing people sort of know, especially Northeasterners. This is where age would help, knowing the specific. I mean, you're going to go through that whole middle part of Bohemian Rhapsody, aren't you? So you're going to be like, you might say Silhouetto with that. You're going to know what Silhouetto is. I don't know. This is tough. Classical music. I wish there was a math question. Their business is pretty good. I'll put a 1 here. They're also from that region, so they're very likely to know it, I feel like. I think the hardest one is Astro Boy. People are just less likely to know manga most of the time. I guess that means I could put a 0 on Patriots Day and a 1 here. And then against Larry Asher, he likes baseball. He'll know Patriots Day. He's from New Jersey, I think. Maybe he's from the city. Lives in New Jersey now. I think he'll know Verizon for the same reason. Seems like something he would definitely know. The geography, he's good at geography. Pretty good, I think. But, I'll put a 2 there. think Astro Boy is going to be out of his wheelhouse. I don't think Larry's into manga. Funicular, just do it the same? Seems all right. He probably knows the Bohemian Rhapsody lyrics. Yeah, I feel like maybe that's just a good ranking for most people with, fairly evenly distributed stuff or generically high scores that aren't on the particular stuff that's here, because these aren't actually about that. It's Vietnam, Laos, Cambodia. Is it Laos? Is it definitely Laos? It's Laos, right? Yeah, I'm gonna hit it. Punch it. Cambodia, Laos, and Vietnam. Sweet. Yeah, exact reverse order. Astro Boy, yay. Verizon, yay. Scaramouche, and Funicular. Awesome. So we got there couple of semi-few that were not perfect knowledge, but we got there anyway. That was a full description of Astro Boy. I think without some of those recognition clues, I wouldn't have necessarily gotten there. So anyway, yeah, have a good one. Good night, everybody.